Okay. So everybody watching, listening, if you have repeated your passwords and they're not hard, you're not doing life right. Okay. At least 21 life right. Got it?
But Brent, how do I do this? There's so many passwords. How do I remember them? How do I juggle them? How do I not forget all of this chaos, Brent? What are you suggesting?
All right. Thanks for the setup. All right. So what I am suggesting here, just give me a second here I'm going to share my screen for you. All right. So share screen. Oops. Yes, I want to share screen. Hold on. I'm not going to share sound though. I'll just share the screen. All right. Can you see my screen, Arthur?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So this is a program called LastPass. So there's a lot of different programs. This is the one that we particularly use. This is the tool that we use. It's a great one. I'm going to show you a few different features. One is, of course, you've got all of your passwords for all the different places. You can get a little sense of me a little bit, Burning Man, DoorDash, that type of thing. One of the neat features when you're working with LastPass, other than website, username, password, and you can do it for, you can actually keep passwords for all sorts of different things, including applications, is you do have this ability here to click share. And so I can now share this with somebody securely. So the person on the other end can get this share of this LastPass, and they can get a LastPass account, and it's free for individual use of a certain level. So you can use this as well. So kind of similar to Google's password manager, because most of the web browsers have password managers, except this one actually allows you to share with other people in a secure way. So that's one thing. Now, the other thing that I want to point out with a tool like this, and there are competitors, but this is I like this one a lot, is you do have the ability to go into what's called a sharing center. So while you can share individually with people, you can also have shared folders with people, which means when I add a password to, this particular one, shared KO marketing, right? It shares it amongst specific members of the team. And with this one, you can choose who's the administrator. Do I hide the password? So in other words, I can share it with people and hide the password so they can log into this particular resource.
Right, so they could access it.
They access it, but they never get to see the password ever. Brilliant, right? So this is in the enterprise version. So you have to actually pay. I think it's like $15 a month per user. So it costs a little bit, but it's an investment in never having to worry about this. By the way, if you're another agency or you're doing stuff for clients and you've got a team and you're not doing this, what are you doing with your clients' passwords? Like, seriously, what's going on here? Now, in our history, we've done that, so I'm not going to judge you too much, but you want something like this, right? So, and you can create groups, Kobayashi online internal staff. Do we want to, who's the administrator? Do you hide the passwords? Is it read-only? Can they edit it? That type of thing. So you have all sorts of different permissions that you can give for these shared folders. Also, you can, for a shared folder, just so you get a sense, you can invite somebody external to your organization, right? And then the last thing I want to point out, and the reason why I really like LastPass, they have what they call a security dashboard, and I'll show you mine. So this, they will go through and they'll say, hey, wait a second, you are you are safe to a certain degree. Right, and there's ways that you can boost your safety. This percentage is off. I don't know what's going on there.
I was enjoying that.
Yeah,
3.5
I think actually here. I think I'm missing I don't know if it's 3.5. I think there's like a digit. It's like 6.3 or something like that. 63% or something. I'm not sure.
They're just very precise.
Yeah. So this security dashboard, and this is great when you have an organization because you can actually see everybody in your organization, how secure is their password store, including their personal ones and the ones that you're sharing. And so how many at-risk passwords do you have? And so what I do is every now and then I go through and I've been doing this for, we're 25th year in business. So I've got a lot of stuff that came over when I installed this from Google. So a ton of old passwords that are irrelevant these days. And so you can view this and it'll say, well, this is an old password. This is a duplicate password. And it'll just tell you, you need to clean this stuff up. So every now and then I go through and delete stuff and reduce this number slowly. I've looked at them and none of them are high risk. And then the other thing is this dark web monitoring. So when you look at this, you see we have all of this stuff where we're actually monitoring the email addresses that it's picked up from all of our passwords, all the stored passwords, and saying, are they on the dark web?
So like has somebody taken that email, listed it on the dark web and say, hey, I got a password if you want to pay for it?
Yep. Yep. So to give you an idea, the dark web, for those who don't know, everybody's getting educated on this stuff because it's becoming really, really important. That's why I think this is one of the most important tools. The dark web is, here, I'm going to just stop sharing for a moment. I'm going to just talk. So the dark web is basically where if credit cards and like all sorts of stuff goes on the dark web, but it's the part of the web that generally it will not be indexed by Google. It's hidden. And it will be, and this is where people go to sell people's identities and passwords. And this is the email address. So this program monitors that and tells you, wait a second, your email address is being sold on the dark web. You need to be really cautious